Welcome back to Professor Spectrum. Today we're going to be talking all about lithium-ion batteries, as they are the fuel to your XRF. They're what helps turn it on and do the analysis. A low battery can mean a low output day, so it's important to extend the life of your battery. And we're going to be talking all about them and giving you 5 hot tips on how to extend the life of your battery. Keep watching. So the first thing to be aware of is the restrictions around traveling with the lithium-ion battery. As of 2022, any lithium-ion battery under 100 watts has to travel as carry-on, so it cannot go in your portable XRF case. If you're unsure of how to calculate the watts for a lithium-ion battery, you do so by multiplying the volts by the ampere hours. For a typical XRF lithium-ion battery, such as this one, the voltage is 7.2 and the ampere hours is 5.8. So multiplied together, that gives us a watt total of 41.76, well below the 100 watt limit. So it needs to go into your carry-on. And if you're not sure, usually they say somewhere on the battery. If it's a Bruker, also the Olympus ones say, it's typically on the back here, it will say below 100 watts. So now that we know that this needs to go into your carry-on, the airlines also typically ask that these exposed terminals are taped over. You can generally use any type of tape, just as long as they tape over the metal bit. So to get that ready, you just grab your tape, grab a little bit, cut it off, grab your battery. So the exposed terminals are here. You just want to tape them over, like so. So then you pack that with the tape into your carry-on. Additionally, if you decide to send the XRF ahead of you, so not on the plane with you, but with a courier, and ship it across to wherever your destination is, you need to also tape down the terminals, pack it in the case, and make sure that it has less than 30% charge. But also check with your courier before you send it. If you are sending it via shipping or courier, and you are putting your batteries into the case, ensure that it is not in the XRF itself, but in its designated spot. The first step in any project is getting to the destination. If that involves flying, you will need to prep your XRF batteries to be suitable for regulations. An important vice encountered in the field is heat. Heat is one of the biggest contributors to draining your battery's longevity, and so it's very important to be attuned to throughout the day. When conducting analysis, a way to stretch this, even if it's very hot, is to turn off any extra bits on your settings. So that includes GPS, Wi-Fi, camera. You don't need those if you're conducting analysis, so turn them off and it will save you some battery. If you're conducting analysis and it's break time for the XRF too. So whilst you're on break, just before you go, take out the XRF battery, store it separately in the case if you have it nearby. And if you don't have it nearby, store your XRF sideways so that it can release more heat, or pop it in the case until break time is over. On break time as well, make sure you store in a cooler place. Unfortunately, cooler in this instance does not mean wet. Do not put it in the fridge, do not put it in the freezer, do not put it in the rain. Put it in a cooler, shaded, dry area. When not in use, it's also important to keep the whole Pelican case with the XRF inside in that dry, cool area. And this will also help with the heat factor on your batteries. Lithium batteries have a use-by date, regardless of whether they are used or not. Rates of discharge of the battery on storage can vary from 1 to 10%, with the biggest influence on this being heat. Ideally, batteries should be kept in a room temperature at around 20% charge for the lowest discharge rate. If a battery is left to fully discharge, this can cause damage too. So it's recommended that batteries be recharged every 6 months whilst in storage. Further, for instruments and battery health, it is highly recommended to remove the battery from the instrument when not in use and to store in the designated separate compartments of the Pelican case. Conventionally, it has been recommended for good battery health that batteries should be fully discharged before recharging. This is commonly known as the memory effect. This is not the case in lithium-ion batteries, as it has been shown to be more beneficial to remain at around 50% when being charged and to discharge often. If a battery has been used for some time and needs a refresh, portable spectral services are able to recalibrate it to bring it back to its full working capacity. This can be booked using our online store. Tip 5. Carry spares. This has been Professor Spectrum. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.